People on TikTok tell you how easy it is to make money on Airbnb, but few tell you a step-by-step process on how to do it. First, you're going to want to identify a market or area that you want to target. You can do this by just going to some of your favorite areas and looking to see if that would be a good fit, or also just new trends in areas that people are traveling to on different blogs and websites. Next, you need to use tools like AirDNA, which shows a breakdown, different rates, and subject to what you could potentially make. From this point, you need to find a local realtor that knows what they're doing. And by that, I mean one that works with different investors, specifically on short-term rentals like Airbnb and Vrbo. Because if you eventually find a property and put in an offer through them, they're going to be obviously making some commission. So they're willing to put the work in up front. They can find out what permits you might need for a specific area or what local laws are for that town or county. This, if you find the right person, can save you a whole lot of time. Next, you need to take that budget that you set aside and go ahead and get pre-approved. There's two most common types used. Usually a vacation home loan, which is 10% down, a investment, which can range anywhere from 15 to 25, or a conventional, or lastly, a private equity loan. Then comes the really fun part. Once you start picking out properties you want to look at, potentially put offers in, you got to break down the numbers first. One rule, which I had mentioned, is the 15% rule, where you want at least a 15% return on your initial investment. One way I do this as well is either a private spreadsheet or something like AirDNA, where they have Rentalizer as well, where it breaks down projected based off similar properties in the area. You put in all these expenses and then what initial costs you put into it as well, which can be super helpful. There are a few additional numbers you'll need to add to this spreadsheet, like cash on cash return and just general projections for the next 3 to 5 years. Lastly, and very important right now in this market, do not waive any inspections unless it's a brand new house, and even at that, you probably shouldn't. I'd rather miss out on a property than have to replace the septic before I even start listing it. And yeah, some sellers might give you some money, but right now in this market, some may not. And the last thing you want to do, no matter how much money your property might make, is have to put out a ton more money than you planned to initially. And lastly, as I always preach, you got to have a wow factor, like a view, a tourist attraction, something that actually brings people there. Because whether it's the nicest house in the world, if it's in the middle of nowhere and really has nothing to it, nobody's going to stay at it. I hope this helps, and always feel free to hit me up with comments, questions, and whatever you want to learn more about short-term rentals.